Hey everybody, glad you're with us for the show today. I'm here on Eagle Mountain Lake, just outside of Fort Worth, Texas, and we're gonna head out for some summertime catfish action. The weather is hot, the water is hot, and the fishing has been on fire. So we're gonna see if we can't go load the boat with some catfish. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That is a fish. Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
Welcome back to the show today. My name is Chad Ferguson, and it's catfish time again on Let's Fish TV. I own and operate North Texas Catfish Guide Service. I offer guided fishing trips all over the North Texas area. We fish for catfish, white bass, and a number of other species of fish. To get more information about fishing with me and what I have to offer, head over to txcatfishguide.com to get more information. But Eagle Mountain Lake, where I am today, and the north side of Fort Worth is my home base right here out of Lakeview Marina. I've been fishing here for a long time, and this is where I operate a lot of guided fishing trips here. And we're gonna go out and catch some summer catfish today. The fishing has been red hot and the weather is hot as well, but I'm expecting an action-packed day. Also, we'll have weekly fishing reports from our local experts from all across the region in fresh and salt water. So I'm gonna go out and get set up, but first, back to the studios for our weekly planner.
Thanks so much for joining us on Let's Fish TV. The Salooner tables are predicting good game fish activity Saturday and fair activity Sunday. Peak times begin around 2:11 Saturday and 2:52 Sunday afternoon. The best nighttime action will begin at 1:46 on Saturday and 2:27 on Sunday. Depending on your local area, expect the sun to rise around 6:49 and set around 8:14, and evenings will feature a moon that's 98% visible. Make sure to stay with us so you can check out all of the current fishing reports from throughout the area, and I'll return with Bassmaster Elite Angler Patrick Walters on this week's Ask the Pro feature.
It's been a crazy summer, and it's been much warmer than it typically is, and the water temperatures are really high. We're seeing 88, 89, and 90 degree water temperatures at first light in the morning, and by the afternoon it's warming up to sometimes 94, 95 degrees. That can make fishing a little bit difficult sometimes, but the bite here lately has been on fire if you get out, get on top of them, and use the right bait and techniques, which is what I'm going to show you today. Summertime catfish can be a little bit difficult, but this is a great way to catch fish no matter where you are across the region. If there's catfish, you can catch them this way. We're going to fish with light tackle, prepared bait, Mr. Whiskers punch bait, and we're going to fish straight up and down below the boat. I expect to be able to catch a ton of fish today. Get you a good one there?
A little better.
Brother Terry's got a good one on. He's got a good one on. That's a good one. You think it's going to be a channel cat? I think it's a channel cat.
There he goes, taking some drag.
Run around. Oh, that's a good channel cat. Look at that.
That is a big channel cat.
That's a good one.
Right here.
All right.
Yeah.
That right there is a great way to kick it off. That is a good fish. Get this hook out of its mouth here and get that out of our way. That is a good, solid channel catfish right there. Great fish. We can catch them like that all day long. I'd take it. Now, like I said, fishing this way, you're gonna catch a lot of smaller fish. Let me get this one put back here real quick. There we go. Fishing like this, you're gonna catch a lot of smaller fish. On guide trips here lately, we've been catching tons and tons of fish, but we may have to weed through 2 or 3 of these little bitty small ones to catch one good fish. So just kind of doing some volume, and I have Terry here with me today, and he works with me, guides with me at North Texas Catfish Guide Service, and I brought him with me today because I wanted another person to kind of help me churn through these little fish and catch some better ones. And I've already gotten bit here. I hadn't even gotten down to the bottom yet. Just a little bitty bump. I think it's another one of those little fish. But those good fish like that are down there, and if you churn through them and catch those little ones and keep fishing, you'll catch those bigger ones as well. So I'm gonna get baited up here, see if I can catch another good one before Brother Terry does.
All right, folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report, brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina, the leader in water sports on the Green Strand. We want to get you out on the water, help you live like a local, and have a great time when you're in town. And fall is the best time to come down and enjoy it. We've got pontoons and skiffs to get you out on the water and help you get on fish. We're going to talk freshwater this week, though, and I tell you, while I've been enjoying the saltwater the last couple of weeks, the freshwater has been on fire. My good buddies have been catching huge bags of fish here on the Santee, the PD River, and the Waccamaw River, fishing the ditch mouse, finding those fish on the falling tide, feeding up. They're catching all that bait that's coming out of those back creeks, and they're having a great success right now. The Phantom Cat Trail event was won by 22 pounds a couple weeks ago here on the Waccamaw River, and we've got all the college kids coming the weekend of Labor Day for the Bassmasters National Championship. I'll tell you what, if you want to get out and have a lot of good fun, go to Lake Watery, Lake Murray right now, early in the morning. Find those stripers schooled up on the mouths of those coves, out by the dam. They're going to be on that bait. You can have a lot of success right now with top water baits. And remember, as always, to work smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Go. There we go. That's a little better one, I think. Not a monster, but it's a little bit better fish. Blue catfish there. Most of what we've caught this morning, I guess all of what we've caught, has been channel cat so far. But that's a good little eater blue catfish. See if I can get this hook out of his mouth without killing him. Never fails. So fishing this time of year, you really have to be aware of where you're fishing, and you have to cover the whole water column. Even out in the deeper water, a lot of people, when they think about catfishing, they think about fishing in deep water or fishing down on the bottom. And these fish will move all up and down through the water column. Right now, here where we're sitting, we're at about 25 feet of water, and there's fish from 10 foot all the way down towards the bottom. So we're literally getting bit as soon as we put them in the water. And when you fish this way, a lot of times what you have to do is just kind of eliminate the water column and where they are. So you go down to the bottom, you come up maybe a turn or two, you fish for a little bit. If you don't get bit, then you come up a little bit more and just kind of work your way up and down that water column and until you start getting bit and catching fish.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors, making it easier than ever to gear up and have fun out there. Visit Mississippi. Wanderers welcome. Power Pole. Total boat control. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders.
There we go. Another good solid channel catfish there. A little better fish.
big as that first one. Come up, it's better. Not done yet.
There we go.
Yeah. Catfish basket for 2.
Get this hook out of his mouth here. There we go. It's another good solid channel catfish there. Not quite as big as the first fish we caught. Was the biggest one we've caught so far. Let me get it put back in here. So where I'm fishing and the way that I've found these fish, I'm out in open water, deeper water. I'm usually looking about 20 foot, 17 to 20 foot or deeper. I'm looking on my 2D sonar and driving around looking for fish arches. You can catch them 17 to about 21, 22 foot down towards the bottom, or up higher in the water column, or out deeper once a thermocline sets in, just up above or slightly below that thermocline. So when you drive around, you see these real hard returns on these fish arches. Those are typically catfish. You drop down, usually we'll start catching fish pretty quickly. And fishing with this punch bait, once the smell of the bait starts to get in the water, more fish will start to move in, and you'll catch a ton of catfish just like this.
Hey y'all, this is my favorite part of the show, the Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia Coastal Fishing Report. This segment's brought to you by me, Captain Patrick Garmison with Ugly Fishing. Been fishing around here just about my whole life, so y'all, if y'all want to get a shot at catching some fish, give me a shout at 251-747-1554. You can visit my website at any time at uglyfishing.com. You can book online as well. Here in Alabama coast, been targeting just about anything that swims, but we have been catching a lot of jacks and a few bull reds. We've been looking for that big bite and looking for that big bite on top water preferred, but if not, we're using some live pogies or croakers to get it done. A lot of these fish are showing themselves pretty well by blowing up and creating a lot of disturbance on the surface, usually around those schools of pogies. Talked to Sonny Schindler out of Mississippi Coast, Short Thing Charters. He said that the big fish is his target as well. Jacks, bull reds, and sharks. He's finding a lot of these around the schools of ladyfish. He said that a lot of these fish are actually below those schools. So if you just get around where those ladyfish are feeding, get your baits down below them, you should have some good action there. Garrett Ross out of Miss Judy's Charters in Savannah, Georgia said that the big jacks has been his target, 15 to 40 pounders, big, massive jacks. He's throwing big, giant topwater lures to get these bites. He said live pogies will work as well, but why not just go for that topwater bite? Greg Hildreth out of Georgia Fishing Charters, he said that the tarpon bite's been really good, catching them on DOA bait busters, bomber lures, and live menhaden or pogies. Thanks for checking out this report. Keep what you need and leave the rest. God bless, guys.
There we go. Finally. I only had to catch 4,000 6-inch catfish. Got a good one? There we go. Little better fish I've got. Brother Terry's got one on too. He's a little bit better than mine is. Finally, we have caught just tons and tons of fish, but are just struggling with size. And those are both, he's got a blue cat, I've got a channel cat. Good quality keeper fish, eater fish like that. We're going to get these put back
in the bucket because I'm going to take them for dinner.
You're going to take them home? Okay.
Yeah.
We're keeping a few. We got a little bucket up here. We're keeping some. Brother Terry wants to have a fish fry.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Mamba Boats, Ride with Pride, Strike King, Tie One On, Glacier Glove, stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades, Fishing Specialties, makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
Uh-oh, Brother Terry, I think I may have the best one of the day. I'm getting a little bump. There we go. That's a better fish. We're sitting here. Yeah.
We need a net.
That's it. Well, we do. If I was a good guide, I'd have one with me.
We need a net.
That's a good channel cat right there. Good quality fish. This is a good sized channel cat for Texas. And there's a lot of places in the country where you'll find a lot bigger channel catfish. But for Texas, this is a good sized channel cat right there. Great fish. Let me get this one put back in here. Bleeding all over the boat. So what we're doing here is just we pulled up all those better fish and just kind of dropped right down on top of them and just jigged it up and down just a little bit. Once we moved it up and down a couple times, they hit pretty hard. We moved here just a few minutes ago. We've caught far fewer fish than we've been catching at these other two places that we stopped, but the quality of the fish has been way, way off the charts better. A lot of times what will happen is as this bait gets in the water and this scent starts to carry, then just tons and tons of fish will move in, and that's when you find when those little fish all flock and you can't catch anything else. Sometimes the best thing to do is to move.
Hey fishing friends, I hope you guys are enjoying today's episode. This is your Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi fishing report, so let's go ahead and let's get started. Right now in Tennessee, Cherokee Lake is fishing really good. You guys need to go find those isolated boulders, those rock piles, get on those channel swing banks that have big boulders on the bank. You guys can go throw a Demiki rig, small little swim baits, a drop shot, and those small little finesse jig, and I promise you guys will go catch you some really big smallmouth. Now, let's go ahead, let's swing over to Alabama. Lake Guntersville and Lake Nickajack are fishing really good. The grass spite is on fire, so what you guys need to go do is you guys need to go find you those topped out grass mats, the thickest grass mats you guys can find. Go get you a big old weight, big flipping hook, 65-pound braid, and go to work. Now, early in the mornings, you guys can go in that grass and throw a frog, buzz bait, and a spinner bait, and you guys will catch bass doing that too. Now, let's go ahead, let's go over to Mississippi. Ross Barnett is fishing really good for largemouth bass and crappie. For the bass, you guys can go early in the mornings, go get in that grass, go get in that shallow water, back to the creeks, go throw frog, buzz bait, spook, crankbaits, and chatterbait, and just go along there and avoid the alligators at all costs. Now for the crappie, same thing, channel swing banks, go get off those points, go throw a white and green crappie jigs and a black and blue crappie jig, and I promise you guys will catch a lot of crappie doing that too. Thanks for joining, see you guys next week.
Uh-oh, Brother Terry, I think I may have the best one of the day. Maybe.
Good one to end on.
We'll see.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Too bad it's not on that side of the boat. Oh, he's rip and drag. With the net we don't have. There he is.
Well, maybe not the biggest. It's close to the biggest though. There we go. There's another good one. So something we've kind of noticed here while we've been catching these fish. Another good solid fish. I'm gonna put him in the taco bucket. Something that we've noticed is very common when you're catching fish like this is when you're catching these little fish, all of a sudden they'll just stop and you won't catch fish. Usually when that happens, that means that a bigger fish has come through, and you'll catch one of those bigger fish within a few minutes if you just kind of hold it out. But what we're doing when that happens is still just kind of moving that jig up and down real slow. You don't want to move it too fast or constantly move it because you don't want to wash that punch bait off. But just a little bit of movement sometimes will get them to bite.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan or book your fishing charter at orangebeach.com. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion. Coastline Trailers, built by fishermen for fishermen.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right over to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Bryce wants to know which lake gets your vote as best bass lake in America and why. For an answer, we asked Bassmaster Elite Angler Patrick Walters.
You know, I may be a little prejudiced on this decision, but I'd have to say Santee Cooper. That is my home lake, but I do believe hands down that is the best lake in the country. It has potential to beat any lake in the world. It's got the big fish. It's a very large lake, and it has a lot of pride at home being my home lake.
Thanks so much, Patrick. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com. Follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
The gear that I'm using today for these fish, this is ultralight gear. It's not typical catfish gear. This is a 7'6" medium light spinning rod, size 20 spinning reel here with 35-pound braided fishing line. Fishing down deep like this and fishing vertically, that braid really helps with being able to feel those fish and get real good hook sets with not having any stretch. And then here on the end, I just have a little jig, and it gives me just a little bit of weight on there to get it down towards the bottom. This bait that we're fishing with is called punch bait, and it gets its name from the process that you use to bait the hook. You just take a treble hook and stick it down inside of the bait and punch it down in there and pull it back out, and it sticks to that bare treble hook. And this is Mr. Whiskers punch bait, made out of Granbury, Texas. Thanks for joining us today for Let's Fish TV. I hope you learned something today about fishing for catfish. These techniques will work anywhere that there are catfish across the region. To get more fishing tips and information, head over to our website at letsfishtv.com or visit our YouTube channel at the address shown on the screen. And make sure to head over to my websites at txcatfishguide.com and catfishedge.com for more information about me and what I do. Until next time, I'm Chad Ferguson.